I randomly take a book from my bookshelf or one of my bookshelves, randomly dip in, find a random sentence and see what it teaches me. And today my fingers found Titus Awakes by Maeve Gilmour, based on a fragment by Mervyn Peake. Maeve Gilmour was Mervyn Peake's wife. Presumably this was a fragment that's remained after his death. He had written the Gormenghast trilogy of, I can't remember what they're called, Titus Grown, Titus something, Titus Alone, something. Really amazing, gothic, extraordinary fantasy novels and so on. And then this is a fragment that she found after his death and turned into a novel, and she does it well. I read it many years ago, but it's good. So many books based on someone else's work can feel like a cashing in, but there's no cashing in here. It's a good book, I seem to remember, and makes me wonder, even before I dip in, we know of Mervyn Peake as the genius who created the Gormenghast trilogy, among other things. How much of his genius was in itself relational? Maeve Gilmour, his wife, how much, I don't know the answer to this, but how much was Gormenghast in fact a collaboration between them? How much is the genius of so many of the people we see in fact a result of conversations they have with others, often of course invisible others such as wives who have been made invisible through history? How much do we validate the individual genius at the expense of the collective genius as expressed by an individual? Anyway, there's some thoughts I have just by picking the book off, but I'm going to take a little look to see if I can find something. I flick it open, I get to page 163. First sentence I see: as she removed it, the wheezing cough reached the proportions of a small dust storm, and her laughter fought the wheezing until the bed shook and the cats were displaced in a most inelegant way. What a beautiful sentence. I'm going to read it again. As she removed it, the wheezing cough reached the proportions of a small dust storm, and her laughter fought the wheezing until the bed shook and the cats were displaced in a most inelegant way. What a beautiful journey and rhythm in that sentence. The cough, not much, it's a wheezing cough. It's not a big explosive cough, but somehow from right inside, becoming a storm, and that storm passing out from her inside to the bed, affecting the cats, destroying all sense of decorum. Chaos begins to... What a beautiful sense of how the small internal action floods into and affects the world, and how beautiful that the combination exists between the cough and the wheezing, which is a faintly unpleasant, slightly unpleasant sense, wheezing, and laughter, the annoying and the delightful, the frustrating and the liberating, all coexisting, and then the chaos of the world inelegantly reorganizing itself around you. What a beautiful sentence that is. I seem to remember there's a lot of very beautiful writing in this book. I may be wrong. I must go back and read it one day, but I say that about every book I pick off the bookshelves. So there we go. The interaction between the smallest inner moment and the order of the outside world in a continuum which combines the unpleasant and the pleasant, the annoying and the exciting, the frustrating and the liberational, the repetitive and the original, all of these things flowing out from one person and infecting the world. Only 2 more of these Bibliomancies to go. It'll be tomorrow and Thursday, and then this 30 is finished. So there we go. Have a great day, my friends.